PJC again just finds his way right into the paint. The circus finish.
Ooh, that was nice.
Cotton sent him one way. And he buries the three. Timeout, Melbourne. Cotton. Oh, shook Divas out of his shoes. And that's the double.
With two of the league's best on show, we are live from the beautiful garden city of Christchurch on New Zealand's South Island as round 8 of the Hungry Jacks NBL continues with the Breakers hosting the Adelaide 36ers. And it's appropriate these two teams will play the only game at Wolfbrook Arena this season as Christchurch and Adelaide share a sister city relationship. Alongside NBL Championship winner Damon Lowry, I'm John Casey. Thanks for sharing your Thursday night with us. And Damon, I think this game will be closer than 9th versus 3rd on the ladder might suggest.
Yeah, thanks, Case. Yep, I think NBL26 Case is up to its old tricks. Anything can happen. It doesn't matter where you are positioned on the ladder. Teams are showing that they can go on the road and win games. Sometimes they can win a game after being blown out. Right now it's wide open. I think this game is a coin toss.
We saw last night bottom team Illawarra beat the top team Melbourne, so we're not quite sure what to expect, but it should be a good one, and Sam Menenga is a big part of it as well. Perhaps the most improved player in the competition.
If you want to get in the Sam Menenga fan club, you got to get past me first, Case. I'm a huge rep for Sam. The season that he's having so far, all his numbers are up on last season. He is an offensive problem for everyone. If you post you up, he can dunk on you. If you lay off of him, he can shoot the three. He runs the floor. He does everything, Case. His offensive package, I don't see any flaws. He's playing with full of confidence. It's great to see.
He gets to the free throw line more than any other player for the Breakers as well. Scoring up, rebounding up both 50%. Career highs in scoring, 29 against the Phoenix in round 4 and 12 rebounds against Sydney in round 3 as well. It's been a terrific season from Sam Menenga, who's top 10 in scoring, 6th in rebounding in the competition, and doing it all in the space of 25 minutes as well. Coach Petteri Koppinen, the youngest in the competition, just 38 years of age, his 2nd season, and it was a rocky start for him where they lost their first 4 games. And when you compare last season with this season, look, it looks dramatic there. First last season, 8th this season, but last season they won 4 of those 6 games by 4 points or less. And this season, well, they've 3 losses by single digits. It's a very fine line that we walk here in the NBL.
Yeah, we hate to kind of bring up last season, but we all remember what happened. The season got submarine halfway through, but this season in particular, they just found ways to lose games, Case. They be in winning position, didn't know how to close it out, and lost some heartbreakers as a result.
Bryce Cotton in the house. He's averaging 29, a career best in his 10th season. He's already been a 5-time MVP. How do you do that?
Incredible. This man is totally gifted. He has a what's the word I'm looking for, Case? A dedication to his craft. He could just rest on his laurels, but no, he's going to go out in the offseason, work on his game, work on his fitness, and come back somehow better, which is incredible. He's rejuvenated now that he's got himself a new home. His teammates are starting to learn how to play with him, and Bryce he's worked the price of admission every single night.
Dropped 53 on Cairns in round 5. He's led this team in scoring in 7 of the 8 games that they have played. His only down game round 4 when the Sydney Kings put the clamps on and restricted him to just 7 points. And it looks like when we get to the starting finals, we'll see New Zealand has a plan to put the clamps on Bryce. Good luck with that, because look at these numbers. Not only career high in scoring, but career high in assists and steals as well. He leads steals in the competition and is 3rd in assists. He can do it all.
He's in his prime. He's been in his prime for a long time, an extended prime for Bryce. So yeah, New Zealand Breakers want to come out with some type of Bryce Cotton plan. We haven't seen a lot of good ones, but I hope they got one if they want a chance of winning this game.
Back-to-back double-doubles for Zylan Cheatham. He's been outstanding.
The Draymond Green, as Coach Mike Wells called him, of the team, the connector. When Bryce gets double-teamed and gets into some trouble, you can always give it to Zylan. He can make plays. In Case, he's an uber athlete, as we know, playing with both elbows above the rim.
Let's get courtside to the 3rd member of our team. Cam Glidden had 12 years, 342 games in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Great to have you on board as well, Cam.
Yeah, thanks, Case. And I'm still pretty good at basketball, mate, as long as I don't have to run, jump, or dribble or nothing like that. But Very excited to see this Adelaide 36ers show in person. I haven't seen Bryce in the Sixers jersey yet live, so keen for that. But also looking to see how the Breakers respond. They've had some great wins this year to follow it up to lay an egg. So looking to see how they play after a 42-point blowout on the road in Illawarra.
Yeah, third biggest in franchise history. They've altered the starting five because Ruben Tarangi comes into the starting five, and we're going to see Brockington go back to the bench. He scored 10 points in his last 5 games, Ruben Tarangi. I'm suggesting it's not for his offense, Damon.
Yeah, no, it must be for the defense. He must gonna go to Bryce, but I'm telling you, good luck to you, Ruben, because if the plan is just one-on-one, I don't think it's gonna work.
36ers going with the same lineup as they had through all 8 games. They're 6 and 2, third on the ladder. The Breakers 9th on the ladder, 3 and 7. As we get set to go, we've got the leading scorer, the leading rebounder, the leader in steals, assists and field goal shooting all involved in this game. Should be a good one as Chris Reed, Ken Arrock and Alex McEwen, our referees, get set to send us away here from Wolfbrook Arena in Christchurch. Only game on the South Island of New Zealand. Shout out to all the Adelaide fans watching as well. No doubt they'll be keen to see what the 36ers can come up with. And Zylan Cheatham against his former team for the first time, Damon.
Yeah, Zylan goes back to New Zealand for the first time. They had a really good season when he was there. Anthony Lamb was in that squad, obviously PJC. They made a real championship series run, but was kind of derailed through injury. So, according to Cam Glidden, his old former teammate, he's good people, and he's good to see back in his own stomping grounds.
Fans making themselves heard as well. Minor delay here at the moment. Of course, a little later we're going to be in Tasmania as the Jack Jumpers play host to the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. That's a crucial game for those teams as well. Tassie 6th on the ladder, and the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix flying high on 2nd position by percentage ahead of Adelaide. Just a slight problem here with the venue timing. And we'll sort that out beforehand. As I mentioned, so much to look forward to here. And we do get underway from Christchurch. The Adelaide 36ers working to the right of your screen in their away wide strip. Control the tip, Cotton. Gives it to Cheatham. He rushes up to the hoop against his former team. Took out our cameraman, but can't get the points. PJC shares it across. First shot of the game, and Baker gets scoring underway. That's
a good transition bucket by them. Mike Wells wouldn't be happy with the defense. Good to see Rob Baker getting involved in the offense early.
Cotton and Cheatham combine once more. Flynn Cameron gets a look. He decides to fire. Maybe Kiwi in the 36ers lineup, but he's off the mark. And the leader in assist, Cheatham, beats the ball across. Outside shot. Didn't work there. And a chance now for Adelaide. Vasiljevic, his first touch. I think Isaac Humphries has touched it as yet. They need the inside-outside game going. It's when they're at their best. Outside shot tumbles, and it's DJ Vasiljevic who gets Adelaide underway.
Good knockdown by DJ. I don't know if the Breakers want to trap that ball screen. They might have thought it was Bryce, but DJ made him pay the price nevertheless.
Parker Jackson Cartwright feeds the ball into the corner. Quick release shot off the mark. It does look as though the starting lineup, no Tarangi out there at the moment, so perhaps that information that was adjusted as well. Adelaide with their problems at the moment just seem out of sync. Shot clock rolls to single digits. Vasiljevic almost on the halfway line, feeds Cheatham. Not his strong suit in terms of long-range shooting, and that's what you get. The Parker Jackson Cartwright looks to a stop. Ball inside from Baker. Anenga.
There comes the double.
Well, mismatched against Flynn Cameron. Good recognition from Humphries there, so they work it around. An outside shot. Karim Lopez off the front of the rim. Cheatham grabs the rebound.
We're seeing some clunky offense right now from both teams. In the Breakers' case, they're one of the biggest front courts with 6'10" all across the board with Baker, Lopez, and Meninga. So you'd think there would be some mismatches out there.
2.5 minutes play. Vasiljevic fires. He's off the mark. Adelaide now 1 of 5 from the field. Breakers 1 of 4, but Meninga comes up with his first score in the game.
Yeah, Sam Meninga, again, Case, he does everything. He caught Isaac Humphries jogging back in transition. That is not a recipe for success against a guy like Sam Meninga.
So Vasiljevic guarded by Parker Jackson Cartwright. It's Cheatham. Hands over, Bryce Cotton. To take a shot in the game. Getting attention there from Rob Baker.
Sorry, Case, I spoke earlier about how clever Bryce is at drawing fouls, and those are fouls right there. If you show up late to a trap, late to a ball screen show, Bryce makes you pay every single time.
Breakers by 1, almost 3 minutes played in the opening quarter. Cotton top of the key in isolation. Bounce pass for Humphries down on the baseline, and he jumps upstairs to throw it down.
Good pass by Bryce, penetrated. Isaac Humphries in the dunker spot doing just that.
Parker Jackson Cartwright exploring. Attracted a lot of attention, and the outside shot works. Brockington comes up with his first points. Breakers by 2. Cotton just beyond the foul line. Can't finish. Oh, Cheatham went upstairs with the O-board and was looking to ram it home, and he's fouled in the process.
Rob Baker dodged the bullet. Drop coverage on Bryce Cotton will get you subbed out quicker than you can think. As we see the Amy replay right here, Isaac Humphries, the beneficiary of the unselfish superstar.
Xylem Cheatham to the free throw line. 19 of 24 at 79% this season. Unreliable on the stripe. Tarunya's checked into the game now. With Baker getting a rest. Isaac White and Nick Rakocevic coming onto the floor as Humphries and Vasiljevic sit down.
I told you that was a quick sub, Rob Baker. If you late on those, if you play the wrong coverage on Bryce, Coach Pettery Coppman might have zero tolerance today.
So Cheatham makes both. Ties it at 7. 3.5 played opening quarter action. The first of our doubleheader here in round 8 of the Hungry Jacks NBL. Tasmania, the Phoenix still to come. Down to the baseline, running out of real estate there was Brockington. Outside Menenga. Feet set. That's off the mark. Cheatham the rebound.
I'm just going to pencil Zion Cheatham in for 12 rebounds, Case.
Well, he's got 4 at the moment. New Zealand's got 4 as a team. Cheatham, skip pass. Here's White working baseline. Body up there by Tauranga and forced him out of court. So the contact was okay, even though it did nudge him beyond the boundaries.
Yeah, referees letting him play physical. We'd rather it that way than be soft.
Parker Jackson Cartwright. Hands over. Gets it back from Tauranga. Menenga with the screen. Goes on with it. The handle has to retrieve it. Shot clock rolls to red numbers here. Menenga triple teamed almost. Forced to pass the ball across, and the shot clock expires in the background. They took just too long.
Good team defense by 36ers. They're not going to let Sam Menenga play one-on-one in the block because they don't have any real matchup for him down there, so they sent the double. It was a good kick out by Sam, but too late.
Flynn Cameron with the ball carrying duties. Cheatham. White. Here's Rakocevic working on Menenga. All knocked down out of his hands. Thought he was fouled. Referees didn't see it that way. And then now we've got red numbers on the shot clock for Adelaide.
It doesn't matter who comes off the ball screen. The New Zealand Breakers are showing aggressively. 36ers tried to get a high-low happening, but it just didn't come off that time. It's Bryce. Misses from the corner.
Well done, Isaac White, to grab the O-board against Parker Jackson Cartwright. Keep it alive. Surrounded, forced into a tough shot. Couldn't get it done. Adelaide, 2 of 10 from the field at 20%, including 1 of 4 from deep. But they're still on level terms. Cartwright, Menenga from the same spot. This time, he overcorrected.
Nick Rakocevic dodged the bullet. Sam Menenga's known for his picking and popping. Let him off the hook that time.
Flynn Cameron, finger roll wouldn't work. Clean up too with the O-board there. Belongs to Adelaide. So it was Rakocevic or maybe even Cheatham. So Adelaide with their biggest lead of the game. Just 2 points here. 4.5 to play, term number 1. The shot clock works to 10 for Parker Jackson Cartwright against Flynn Cameron. Work to an opening and comes up with his second field goal.
We got some mid-range bandits case in the league in the backcourt. Parker Jackson Cartwright shooting over 50% when he gets in there. And we saw what Kendrick Davis did in Melbourne the other night. The mid-range is not dead.
A little over 4 minutes out from quarter time. Flynn Cameron wide open in the corner and knocks down the 3.
What is he shooting from downtown, Case? Flynn Cameron has been on fire all season.
Been great, hasn't he? 42% this season. He too in the running for the most improved player in the competition award. Breakers come up empty. So Adelaide by 3. Inside the last 4 minutes of this opening quarter. Bryce Cotton yet to score in the game. None of 2, including none of 1 from deep. Cheatham baseline. Puts it on the deck, heading in the Cotton direction. He found some separation, but he's still up the mark. Well done, Isaac White. And even better was the effort from Parker Jackson Cartwright.
He's been thieving since he's been in the league. As Parker tees up a 3-ball. And PJC has not been shooting great from down there, but that don't mean he won't shoot it. 25% on the season, but 100% today.
So quite an arm wrestle as we anticipated. Here's Isaac White putting it on the deck. Back to Flynn Cameron. Knocked down 1, knocks down another.
You cannot be helping out of that strong side corner. Parker Jackson got sucked into helping out on Isaac White's penetration. And Flynn is not hesitating for a second.
First foul of the game called on Adelaide. They do commit the least number of fouls in the competition. They average 16 a game and 4 a quarter. Flynn Cameron back-to-back triples, 2 of 3 from deep for his 6 points. He leads the game individually, and Parker Jackson Cartwright on 2 of 2 shooting from the field with 5 points. Leads the Breakers. Max Darling into the game as well, goes to the hot hand, but he didn't get enough on the shot there. But a loose ball kept alive there by Davison. He's shut down.
Shut down a couple of times. Nick Rakocevic isn't having any of the foolishness this early stage.
Parker Jackson Cartwright, only starter on the floor at the moment for the Breakers. Bryce Cotton, the only starter on the floor for Adelaide, as Kenyon grabs the rebound and goes to Cotton. Looks for the penetration here and slapping down with the hands there. Foul is going to be called on the Breakers.
Yeah, Ruben Tarangi, Isaiah Liafa got caught out there in the middle of the floor of Bryce, and it's just we all saw this coming. Strip down, Bryce gets himself to the stripe. It doesn't matter how long Bryce goes without scoring, Case. You know it's only a matter of time.
His free throw shooting 91% this season, 58 of 64 coming into this game. Went off the boil in Adelaide and missed a couple against the Hawks, and he's backed it up here by missing a couple as well.
I'm flabbergasted.
So Davison, Vasiljevic peels himself off the floor. They miss from outside, and Kenyon athletically with the rebound. Rakocevic might be encouraged to go on with it here as he Euro steps his way down the floor to come up with the bucket.
Good job by Nick. Nobody stopped the ball, so he just kept going right down the guts. Got himself an easy deuce.
Adelaide with a game-high 5-point buffer now inside the last 2 minutes of the opening term, and it's not working for the Breakers from deep. They're 2 of 9 at 22%. And 3 of 6 from inside the arc as Rakocevic muscles his way in to add another 2 and a chance at a 3-point play.
I think Rakocevic is having himself a quarter. Wholesale substitutions. I'm surprised Petrie hasn't called a timeout yet.
Well, Nick Rakocevic was on Media Street in Adelaide this week leading into the game, saying he wanted more responsibility and felt that he hadn't done all that he could or hadn't shown his wares. He had a season-high 8 in his debut game against Cairns back in round 3 when he just stepped off the plane, and it's as though he's going to surpass that easily tonight. He's up to 7 as Petteri Koponen just surveys his problems at the moment. 8-point buffer for Adelaide. It was 9 apiece. So 11 to 3 is the run since then. Vasiljevic has got scoring on his mind at the moment as well as he picks up the dribble. Rakocevic in a mismatch against Liafa, likes his chances. One way, back the other, into the paint, knocks down the 2. It's a season-high Nick Rakocevic effort. He's got 9.
That's baby food for Nick. You can't leave Isaiah Liafa on the island one-on-one in the post. That was too easy. Speaking of too easy, Colin Davidson gets on the rim. This tempo suits Adelaide 36ers right now. I've lost track of how many stops they've actually got in a row.
Well, you look at the 5 on the court at the moment for the Breakers. Davison's bucket he just scored is the only score, and you wonder where their points are going to come from. They're trying to contain Adelaide at the moment. They lead by 8. Shot clock at red numbers, and they've coughed it up. Well, well done, Cotton, just to dislodge the ball. Got a chance now for Taylor Britt. Darling, around the horn they go. Lee Arthur fires. That won't work either. 2 of 10 from deep.
Had a good look. It's a make-or-miss league.
Last play of the opening quarter with a shot clock and game clock in unison. Bryce Cotton, none of 3 from the field. Fends off Max Darling. Wants to take on Britt. Got him second guessing. Flapped the shot though and couldn't get enough on it. So Bryce Cotton goes to quarter time. None of 4 from the field, but his team still lead it by 8. It's quarter time in Christchurch. Adelaide 22, New Zealand 14. More Hungry Jacks NBL coming at you in just a moment. Well, the New Zealand Breakers have come up with their lowest scoring opening quarter of the season, and Adelaide, for the 8th time in 9 games, lead after 1. Perhaps the most startling stat we have here, though, at the moment is the leading rebounding team in the competition. The New Zealand Breakers are being out-rebounded 17-7, Damon Lowry. The 36ers all over them on the boards.
Who's leading the league in rebounding?
New Zealand.
Well, they got all those giants. Shouldn't be too surprised. Bunch of 6'10" dudes on the team. Zaylee Alpha lets one go, and they just can't get one to go from downtown. Good board ball, Colin Davidson.
Well, they've got their hands full. Cam Glidden was listening into Coach Petteri Koppinen at quarter time as Meninga helps himself to the bucket.
Sam played 7 minutes that quarter. That was a tough spot for them to double teaming from. Sorry, Cam.
No worries, Damien. The Breakers happy with what they're doing, getting the ball out of Bryce's hands, but as this squad's built, Adelaide 36ers, it goes to Zylan, and he's got Flynn Cameron, Isaac White, DJ Vasiljevic. You got to pick your poison, and Bryce, no points at the moment, but open shots all over the place.
Adelaide back to their original starting 5. Only Meninga on the floor in terms of starters for the Breakers here as we commence term number 2. Adelaide with just the one turnover in that opening quarter as well.
Having Bryce on the floor is like playing with 6 people, Case. Because he is going to attract that much attention, and your job is going to be so easy, easier than it's ever been, as he makes everybody have to help.
None of 4 from the field, none of 2 from the free throw line. As Menenga hands over. Not much on offer there for Brockington. Menenga can't get it done either, and Cheatham brings the ball up the floor. Here's Cotton. Back to Cheatham. Humphrey's baseline was open, but he used Isaac White instead, and his 3 is off the mark.
That's good offense. You'll live with that. Bryce drew the double team. Got the hockey pass to Zylan. He made the right pass. Isaac White just couldn't finish.
Davison just telegraphed the pass, and Cheatham batted it away. Here's Menenga. He has 4. Only Parker Jackson Cartwright with 5 has more for the Breakers. Shot clock to 5 as Menenga peels off another. Davison, the O-board, slapped out of his hands by DJ Vasiljevic. Now a foul is going to be called on the play as well. Heads up play from the Adelaide co-captain.
I think the 30, double Kobe, 8:24 on the clock. I think the 36ers have got Sam Menenga in 2 minds right now. He don't know when the double team is coming. He's a little bit hesitant. He didn't want to make a quick move.
That was the pass from Vasiljevic out of court. So Breakers get another chance here. Tarangi guarded by Cheatham. Parker Jackson Cartwright with it now, exploring. Back outside. Good first step, but couldn't get it done there. Brockington.
That's good rim protection by Ice Humphreys. That's his 2nd block.
There's Cheatham going at them and earning a trip to the free throw line. Adelaide has already taken 5 free throws and the Breakers none.
Now, what does that say? Now, a coach would look at that as we see Zion Cheatham just make a grown man move going to the rack. A coach would remind the referee that we haven't shot a free throw yet. That's Pettery's job, right? But in saying that, who's really attacking the ring? I mean, they've gone inside a few times. Nick Rakocevic got some block shots. Humphreys got some block shots. They're just playing defense without fouling.
Cheatham, 2 of 2 so far in the game. Can't make that one work. It's 50% from the free throw line, Adelaide. They came in shooting the ball 79% to lead the NBL.
I like to see him get Kareem Lopez involved. 6'10" next star who can score from all over, shooting lights out from downtown. Right now he's got DJ Vasiljevic guarding him. I like to see him just post him up.
Elevation comes again here, and finishing touches provided by Brockington. 2.5 late term number 2. Margin cut to 5. It was as big as 10 in the opening quarter for Adelaide. Kenyon turned down the look. Vasiljevic ready to go. Did a lap of honour for DJ and jumped out. They get it back though. Cheatham attracted plenty of attention. Let them open outside. Vasiljevic off the mark once more.
And that's how Matt Kenyon earns his stripes from playing time, giving the team extra possessions. Is Matt Starling taking no prisoners, going hard baseline.
Here's White. Got inside Parker Jackson Cartwright and comes up with the finish, his first score in the game. We've seen it in isolation from Max Darling. We need to see it more consistently. That's neat there from Jackson Cartwright.
Parker made up for his gamble on defense. Gave up a layup up one end and went down and got one back. We check the Amy replay and see Max Darling mano on mano, Zion Cheatham. And you're right, Case, Max Darling, he hasn't getting a whole lot of playing time this season. They're very deep in the front court. But Perry Coppin still trusts him on the defensive end. He gives him crunch time minutes.
Well, ahead of the game, Zion Cheatham and a former teammate Cam Glidden got together.
bit more excitement playing against or in front of your former fan base? You're going to give them something special tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's a full circle moment for me for sure, but I try to approach every game the same way. I mean, this is a big game for us, big game for them, so this should be fun.
Breakers lower than you on the table, but just played their best game this year, beating the Hawks by 42 on the road. What are the keys to getting this done tonight?
Well, we know they're a better team than their record reflects. They're a very good transition team, got some real talent over there and some stretch bigs, which is a different look for us. So for us, it's just about executing our game plan, getting back on defense, keeping them off the glass, and I think we'll put ourselves in a good spot.
Silent Chittum there, pre-game with his former teammate Cam Glidden, coming off 13 points, 13 rebounds in the win at home against Illawarra on Sunday. And prior to that, the previous Sunday, in that thriller in Melbourne, Damon, he had 21 points, game-high 12 rebounds, game-high 9 assists, closest we've seen to a triple-double this season.
And that's the thing with Zylan, because when Bryce gets double-teamed, and the pass goes to Zylan, he can then make the next pass, and guys are ready to shoot the ball and score. So I can see him racking up assists that way. We all know he's rebounding. We know that's, you can pencil that in. But the impressive thing against Melbourne United was he was shooting threes, Case. Right now he's let one go, but if you disrespect him, he'll make you pay.
Tick over 3 minutes played, term number 2. The first of our double-headers, and the Hungry Jacks set NBL tonight. A little later, it's the Jack Jumpers against the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Here's Cotton. He's well overdue. It was only a matter of time.
And you can see that action right there. That ball was always coming back to Bryce. He caught Isaiah Rockington trying to cheat over the screen. Bryce rejected it, knocked down the triple.
29th three of the season for Bryce Cotton, doing it at 42%. And the answering triple provided here by Brockington. 7 in the game, or in fact 8 in the game now for him. He's hit 2 of the 3 from deep for New Zealand. Adelaide are 4 of 11. Flynn Cameron has 2 of those, but Cotton has now doubled up.
3 consecutive triples. Now if Isaiah comes down and shoots this triple.
Works inside the paint, just beyond the foul line, and helps himself for 2 more. He's into double digits, 10 points on 4 of 6 from the field.
But his whole mindset got to be defense. Yes, scoring is good, going to Bryce, making him play both ends, but if you're late for a fraction.
Shot clock to 10, Cotton top of the key, hands over, Cheatham poked away. double digits. It's a 1-point game.
Is that how you feel, Parker? You shooting step back triples now?
On cue, Cotton has it, dances into the paint. High arc on the shot, couldn't get it done. 2 of 8 from the field now. The other in Brockington's a man they can't contain, and a foul is called on Vasiljevic. Free throws to come as DJ gets his first.
This is Isaiah Brockington's. I mean, we've seen explosive passages of play from him. But throughout the course of a game, sometimes he can go missing. And it's not always his fault because it might be somebody else's turn. But right now, seeing him aggressive in his moments, in the transition, he's one of those athletes that can get on the rim. He elevates like no other on his jump shots. Right now, he's having a good game.
Welcome back to our viewers across ESPN. We've had some technical difficulties, but great to have you with us at the moment. We've got a good one going here in the Blitz MVP. Isaiah Brockington is putting together some numbers here. He's got 14 points, including 11 in this quarter. Season best of 25 came at Melbourne back in round 5. This has been a great turnaround by the Breakers. Inside the last 3 minutes of an entertaining first half, the hook shot from close range works for Isaac Humphries.
Got to get Ice involved early. Good job by Bryce. You got to feed the big man, get his confidence up.
Brockington shows him some tricks again and knocks down another. He's got 16, including 13 in the quarter.
In the easy case, once he gets into the key, he elevates. Those are like layups for him.
Cotton wants the pass inside. He may have travelled there, and that's going to be the call. Just caught it in between steps there, Isaac Humphries. And Adelaide now with 5 turnovers, and the Breakers just 1.
Yeah, Ice normally has good footwork. You said that spot on, Case. Just kind of got caught tangled up that time.
Well, just 33% from the field in the opening quarter, the Breakers, and they are 10 of 16 since, around 60%. They get the ball for Lopez. Outside shot, he knocks that down as well. They've opened up a 6-point advantage. 1 of 2 from the free throw line as well. If you enjoyed this late.
I'm leaving the studio, Case, if he misses 2 in a row again. All right, I'm sticking around. There can be no defensive lapses when you're dealing with a man like this, because this is all he needs, Case, to get going. Gets himself to the free throw line. He's been doing it since he's been here.
It's a joy to watch. Makes 2 of the 3. So the Breakers lead it by 4 inside the last 2 minutes of the first half. Adelaide led by as many as 10 in the opening quarter. Well, Lopez got in the air, somehow got it to Meninga and got it back. It wasn't how they drew it up, but it doesn't matter about how, it's how many.
Kareem Lopez, when you are around the basket, mi amigo, you're unstoppable down there. Do it more often, please.
Vasiljevic, back to Flynn Cameron. Shot clock to 10. He muscles his way down low, was patient with it, and Flynn Cameron adds to his tally.
Flynn Cameron didn't care about the size differential.
8 in the game now for him. Only Rakocevic with 9 has more for Adelaide. Meninga slapped out of his hands by Humphries. Retrieves it. PJC, top of the key. Gets away from Cotton, draws Humphries out of his comfort zone. Red numbers on the shot clock. Touch pass, perfect to Baker for the finishing touches and a chance of a 3-point play.
You can see Parker surveying the floor, waiting for somebody to cut to some open space. Everybody's standing around, and eventually Parker's going to beat Isaac Humphries off the dribble. Rob Baker bailed him out. In case you see what I mean, like Kareem Lopez, and he just got subbed out. Now, did he get subbed out for any other reason? Who knows? But when he's on the floor, and he's got a 6-foot guy guarding him in DJ, 6 foot, 6'1", and you're 6'10". I'm sure Patrick Coppin doesn't want to see you hovering around the 3-point line as much.
Good point you make. He's certainly be in the running for, right now, be leading the Next Gen Award, I would think, Kareem Lopez. Such an exciting young talent. And they have served it up to Adelaide here. It's a game high, 7-point lead for the New Zealand Breakers as Adelaide come up with the 2. Vasiljevic beats Humphries.
DJ faked the dribble handoff, and of course everybody's gonna want to double team Bryce, and DJ kept his dribble alive, got it to the key and created some havoc.
Just 18 years of age, Kareem Lopez. Provides so much, averaging 10 points a game. Only Jackson Ball and Dash Daniels are younger in terms of the teenagers. 5 teenagers in the competitions, but Tangerine timeout is called. We'll try and listen in with Mike Wells.
1 through 4 is white, right? If they play anything with Meninga, we're in channel red. That's the high quadrant guy coming over, right? We'll do it the right way, okay? Now, if anything even comes close and you don't feel comfortable when they're coming up playing a pick and roll, it's channel white. It's white. 1 through 4 is white. It's channel red. If the 5 does it, if Mening does it, right, we're over it. The 4, whoever's going, it's on the red. And when you're the guard, or the big's going all the way, the guard's back in front. The guard's back in front. And on the end of the quarter, we're flat. We'll flat, and we'll play the pick and roll with Z. Okay? Rub 4. Do they have a foul to give?
Which channel you watching, Case? Channel white, channel red, channel 0. It's a bunch of channels out there. I like channel Bryce. Just give me that channel.
Well, Bryce Cotton at the moment, 8 points in the game, all in this quarter. Out of the 8 his team have come up with, and it's a second turn that's belonged to Isaiah Brockington. 16 points on 6 of 9 from the field, including 13 in the term. And this man, Parker Jackson Cartwright, has got a game-high 6 assists so far. This time decides to go solo, and he can do it all.
Layup. All you youngsters out there that's under 6 foot, work on your mid-range game.
So Bryce Cotton, the ball-carrying duties. Looking to slow it down here for the last play of the first half. Guarded by Lopez now. Double team arrives. He gets the ball out of his hands, or Cheatham goes back to him. The 3 ball from Cotton. He's fouled in the process, and that is not a good look for Isaiah Brockington. Going to be his second personal.
You can see, as soon as Kareem Lopez switched out on Bryce, he immediately called for help. In case you know, you say help in Spanish. Ayuda.
I like it.
Ayuda. Help got there a little bit late. And Bryce does what he's done so well over the years. Draw fouls, shooting threes. A la Rob Rose. He's one of the best.
And we see it happen so often where he's fouled taking a three-point shot for those of us who've been watching his 10 seasons in the NBL, and we're still amazed that people still make the mistake. Why do they continue to make that mistake?
Because they try to contest the shot. They try to get a hand up on the shot, and they're not looking down low at the landing space. And Bryce kicks his feet out a little bit, a la Rob Rose, who used to do it back in the day, and never fails.
He gets to the bench with 11 points now, Bryce Cotton, all in this second term. Timeout call, Tangerine timeout with 3.1 left on the clock, and we'll draw up a play here for the Breakers. It was all Adelaide in that opening quarter. They led by as many as 10. But in this second term, New Zealand Breakers have gone from their lowest scoring first quarter to their highest scoring second quarter. That's the sort of adjustment a coach is happy with.
And doing a great job taking care of the ball case. 1 turnover and a half of basketball is phenomenal.
A reminder from 7:30 at the Silverdome, the Jack Jumpers will try and exercise their demons in Launceston. They face the Phoenix, who have looked great this season, 6-2, second on the ladder. The Jack Jumpers lost their last 2 at home. They're 5-5. They can't afford to drop another home game after they started the season so well on the road.
It's just perplexing. Again, NBL26 case, we don't know what we're going to get, but Southeast Melbourne Phoenix are playing some real good basketball right now. They're trending upward. They're only getting better. So that game could be a cracker.
A lot to look forward to. Later in the round as well on Sunday, Adelaide hosting Perth is the 2 o'clock game. There's a little bit riding on that for Bryce Cotton and the Red Army. But right now, Breakers up 4 with the last possession. Lopez restarts. Menenga from just over the halfway line. Now muscles his way down low, was unaware of the clock, needed to release it earlier, couldn't get it done. But they are going to lead here at the major break after they trailed by 8 at quarter time. It's New Zealand on top, 47-43 here at the half. That's a good response, Damon.
Good bounce back. It's a game of momentum swings, as we know, and Coach Pettery Competent has seen his team have some violent mood swings. So we'll see what happens in the third quarter.
Let's get some reaction courtside from Cam Glidden.
Yeah, boys, I'm down here with Isaiah Brockington. We're becoming best friends, mate. I interview every bloody game. 16 points at the half, 13 in the second quarter. Taking on that challenge with Bryce. It's been fun out there?
Yeah, definitely. I was really excited to just play him. He's all we talked about all week. He's all this league talks about. So I just definitely wanted to see, I was excited to see him for myself, what all the hype was about, for sure.
Way to take on that challenge. And how do you guys get this win in the second half up 4? You've been in this position before. I'm sure you talk about this stuff a lot. How do we get it done?
It all starts in the first couple of minutes of the third quarter. Just making sure our energy is high, making sure that I'm mentally locked in on, making things as tough as I can for Bryce, not giving him free throws. He's got like over half of his points on free throws, so just make him make all of his tough shots, really contesting them and just being in his space.
Best of luck, mate.
Yes, sir, I appreciate it.
He will need some luck, but right at the moment, it's the Breakers on top by 4, 47-43. More for you in the Hungry Jacks NBL right after this. Thanks for sharing your Thursday night with us here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. We've got a good one from Christchurch between the Breakers and the Adelaide 36ers. Both teams in front in each of the first 2 quarters. Adelaide out by as many as 10 in the opening term. The Breakers with a game high for them, 7-point lead in the second. And we get to half-time here and it's 47-43. Damon Lowry, championship winner with the Illawarra Hawks, been entertained by this.
This is a good game. Teams are taking care of the ball, only 6 turnovers total for the game, so they're getting plenty of possessions up. Shooting percentages are down just a little bit, but it's a to and fro game. It's flowing this way, then it flows that way. New Zealand Breakers, 14 points in the first quarter, then Adelaide let them off the chain a little bit in that second quarter, so I'm expecting some more violent move swings, Case, in the second half.
Let's hope so. Isaiah Brockington was outstanding in that second quarter. He's the hot hand at the moment. And he's come up with 16 points in the game, but he had 13 of those here in the second. He was doing it from outside, but also inside as well.
As long as he's aggressive, Case, I've seen a couple of breakdowns from the 36ers, but once this man, he's a scorer. He just hasn't been doing a lot of it, but he's backing himself. He's making his 3 balls, and once he gets into the keys when he's dangerous, and especially in transition, he likes this matchup with Bryce, and he gets into the key. That's a layup. I mean, he just elevates so high. So if the team doesn't forget about him, Case, in the second half and keep going to the hot hand, maybe he can have one of those big 30-point games and the team can, he can lead them from the front.
What we saw there in the second quarter, as we're looking again on the halftime highlights thanks to Hungry Jacks, was what we saw at the Blitz where he was the MVP, and we've been waiting for him to do it on a consistent basis, and it seems as though he's amped for the challenge against Bryce Cotton, the way he was talking at halftime with Cam Glidden.
Yeah, and I like the way he brought up the defense first. Everybody's talking about Bryce, and rightfully so, but he's taking it a challenge. And I still feel he needs his help because Bryce one-on-one can't guard him one-on-one. But what he's doing is making Bryce holding him accountable on the defensive end.
We saw the Blackmore's players stats there. We'll have a look at Parker Jackson-Cartwright now. And, of course, he figures heavily in Blackmore's numbers as well because he's got a game-high 6 assists at the moment. Adelaide has 10 as a team.
Parker Jackson-Cartwright is always going to put pressure on the defense. In transition, he is at his most lethal, but now he's doing this type of stuff, Case. If he's shooting 3s off the dribble, shooting step backs, that's not on the scouting report. But this right here, when he gets by you, he gets into the key, his speed, he's one of those guys that don't get slower as the game goes on. So right now, his teammates just have to run with him, and right now PJC is doing what he always does.
He's always distributed, isn't he? In fact, the games that they played and the 10 games leading into this one, he's led his team in assists 9 times. No surprise there because he leads the competition in assists, but he's so creative. He almost encourages his players to be in certain spots by the way he moves.
You can almost get caught watching him. He's so dynamic and he's so quick. Everybody spreads the floor, but he's looking at you just to cut the spots. He knows he's going to get by his initial defender. And if you move, he'll find you.
I know what I will be watching, and that's going to be the Tassie Jack Jumpers against the South East Melbourne Phoenix, which is coming up next. Tassie, well, look, they started so well on the road. They went home for some home cooking, and they haven't got any, certainly not at the Silver Dome in Launceston with their record. Well, it's abysmal.
Yeah, I don't know what they're cooking over there. The home cooking, they might need some takeout food, Case. But they need to get this, they need to cut that stuff out right now because the Phoenix are coming in playing some really good basketball. So, like I said earlier, this game should be a live one.
5-5, 6th on the ladder, and the Phoenix 6-2 to be second on the ladder at the moment. What Josh King has done to energise this team at the defensive end has been spectacular.
He's recruited Josh King type guys. He's never had to recruit his whole team before. It was already there for him. He went out and gets John Brown III. He goes out and gets Wesley Iwundu, and all these guys are buying in. They're playing defense up the floor. It's 94 feet and it's 40 minutes of hell, and that's just how Josh likes it.
And with the bottom team, Illawarra, defeating the top team, Melbourne, last night, anything is possible. So this is the time right now where teams can make a move. Trust you are enjoying our coverage. As we mentioned, Tassie and the Phoenix a little later. Second half from Christchurch ahead of that, though, where the New Zealand Breakers have a 4-point buffer after being down 10 in the opening quarter. They lead at 47-43. We've got more for you on a Thursday night in just a moment. Great to have you with us from Wolfbrook Arena in Christchurch. Round 8 of the Hungry Jacks NBL continues. The Breakers reached the 1/3 stage of their season. And the Adelaide 36ers, who are 2-1 on the road this season, they've got some work to do. Let's go courtside to Cam Glidden to find out how they can arrest control back from the Breakers.
Yeah, thanks, Case. I think that first quarter by Adelaide, really good, real stingy defensively. And then the second quarter really got away from them. A lot of offensive transition by the Breakers, a lot of ticky-tack fouls by Adelaide. I think they've just got to be solid on the defensive end, and that will lead to better offense for them to get it back in this game.
Thanks very much, Cam. The Breakers have lost their last 3 games in Christchurch, but they lead Adelaide 2-0 head-to-head at the venue. Played in 2024 and 2021, and on both occasions the Breakers shot 45% plus from deep, and this one they're just 4 of 14 at 29%, and that has been an ongoing problem for them. It's right on their season average, and it's not going to be enough. They need to find a way to be more consistent from long range, particularly when you've got a man like Parker Jackson Cartwright, the architect to everything.
And you know what? No player's trying to miss. No, you know, what do you say to them? Just take your open shots and shoot it with confidence. It's encouraging that they have 47 points, considering they only have 3 free throws, 3 made free throws, only 4 made threes. So they're doing a good job of scoring in other ways.
Adelaide with the possession arrow to get us underway, term number 3. These teams, actually, New Zealand's first ever game was against Adelaide back in 2004, and the Breakers won 111 to 110 on the 1st of October. This is Bryce Cotton. Didn't score in the opening quarter, but he's got scoring on his mind now.
Yep, that's a good start. I'm telling you, one-on-one, we haven't seen anybody yet, Case. They can turn that man's water off. You got to do it with 2 people.
Parker Jackson Cartwright gets it from Meninga. Breakers back to their original 5. Exploring. Oh, the shovel pass down low. Baker, they swing it around. They find Lopez open. Caught the front of the rim. It wouldn't work.
And that's their best 3-point shooter. That was good ball movement. He just rimmed out on Kareem.
Again, Adelaide choosing to use Isaac White as a starter here as Cheatham rushes to the hoop and comes up with a finish. So Flynn Cameron with those 3 fouls starts on the bench. Mike Wells trying to protect him as long as he can. And Adelaide back on level terms, so they've got a good start despite Flynn Cameron being on the bench. Lopez makes the adjustment and knocks down his second 3.
Great penetration by Isaiah Blockington. Caused that help from that weak side corner, which you don't like to do.
Cotton bounces into Meninga, goes back for second, skip past Cheatham in the corner. Plenty of time to measure the 3 ball.
Good pass. I like an aggressive Zion Cheatham. He does all the team things, all the intangibles, but there's times where the team needs him to score, and right now he's stepping up.
Meninga hasn't had the influence we expect. It's just 4 points on 2 of 7 shooting and none of 3 from deep. Jackson Cartwright dances into the paint. Oh, he had Lopez wide open. He couldn't handle the pass.
And you can see Sam Meninga telling Kareem Lopez, look who's guarding you. Go and post him up. It all happened too late. Kareem got to recognize those. And I know he's only young, Case. You can't have everything at that age.
2 minutes played, term number 3. Adelaide can move to second on the ladder, at least for the moment, with a win here. Cheatham just overcooked it from the mid-range. He's got 8 points in the game to go with 6 boards. And at the other end, here's Lopez showing us his hops.
Another assist for Parker Jackson Cartwright. Good job by Kareem running the floor.
10 points, 2 rebounds, an assist and a block for Lopez. He's filling the stat sheet. If you've got him in your super coach team, you might be pretty happy about the scenario, Damon.
Yeah, I'm not that happy because I didn't have him.
There's DJ Vasiljevic working down low. Comes up with a finish. So Vasiljevic now with 5 points. That's his first score since quarter time. But it's this man, Parker Jackson Cartwright, they're struggling to contain at the moment. Meninga is fouled. Whistle on the play. Caught a mismatch there. And the foul's going to be called on Isaac White.
That's just Amy replay. Just shows how bad that defensive transition D was by the 36ers.
Tied at 52. Adelaide have come up with it here. Shovel pass from Vasiljevic to White. Tough shot, talked out of it. Good defensive pressure there from Rob Baker.
Oh, I wanted the alley-oop. Design and Cheatham just put it up on a square.
Humphries hits the deck. 6 points on 3 of 4 for Isaac so far. Mike Wells looking for an explanation. Chris Reed, Ken Arick and Alex McEwen, the referees in this one. 5 turnovers for Adelaide, just 3 for the Breakers. And this is quite an arm wrestle in the first of our doubleheader. A little later, it's the Phoenix against the Tassie Jack Jumpers. Baker hands over. Meninga puts it on the deck against Humphries. Down low, hung in the air. The left-hander couldn't finish it, and Cheatham put a stop to it.
Ice did just enough to contest it. Probably just don't have the same foot speed, but still has the same height to make that tough.
Boys Cotton got rid of Brockington. Fires can't get it to go. PJC with the rebound. Number 4 for him in that category to go with 8 assists and 11 points. He's never far from triple-double watch. From close range, here's Baker just aggressively to the hoop, drawing a foul.
Now that's an interesting player right there. Rob Baker the second. He's a talented shooter. He can shoot the ball, but look at that fundamental move. Shot fake, jab, and attack the hoop aggressively. Hasn't been playing a whole lot of minutes. They deep in the front court case, but when he's being aggressive like that, you can see why Pettery Coppinen likes him.
Averaging 10 points a game and shooting the long ball very well at 41%. Has hit more threes than any other Breakers player this season. Of course, played for Team USA during the AmeriCup qualifiers a few months ago. So high talent. Maybe we haven't seen the best of him just yet.
Not yet. And with Rob Lowe being out, Rob Lowe normally plays between 10 and 12 minutes a game. So you got to spread those minutes around to someone else.
Middle stages of the third. Breakers by 2. Both teams in front. And the first 2 quarters completed. Flint Cameron back on the floor now with those 3 fouls. So Mike Wells decided to inject in Cotton, threads the needle. Humphries, White, spotted an opening baseline, rushes to the hoop and draws another foul. So Adelaide with 15 free throws to 5 so far in the game. But they've exploited the openings that they've been able to create and force the pressure on the D of the Breakers.
You don't have to worry about Isaac White being passive. You close out on him, he's attacking the hoop hard. He'll figure it out once he gets there. Now Flint Cameron's got to play Mike Wells. This is where you earn your extra trust. You earn your stripes. 3 fouls, Flint Cameron. 6 minutes to go in the quarter. Do not touch anybody.
Easier said than done. Rakocevic checks in to replace Humphries. And Rakocevic with 9 points, which all came in that opening quarter.
Your old mate Brett Martin didn't have any problems, Case, not touching anybody.
And he was excellent, wasn't he? Going to be a published author as well. His new book's coming out soon. He's written a children's book.
How not to grow up and foul people. What's the title? Good on you, Brett.
So Adelaide back on top here after they started the term 5 down. Had the better of it so far. 12 points to 7 is the equation since the break. They were good in the opening quarter and set the tone. As Cotton feeds Cheatham outside. Isaac White fires. It's off the mark for him. None of 4 from long range. Adelaide 6 of 17 as a team. Both teams low 30 percentile from deep in the game. Baker, double team. Cameron with 3 fouls has got problems. A travelling violation they forced.
Yep. Double team. Adelaide 36. They got 3 guards out there on the floor, so they're going to junk it up on defense. Anybody gets inside, expect to get double teamed.
That's working at the moment. Breakers had 1 turnover at halftime. They've got 4 already in this quarter. They played less than 5 minutes, and it's 5-5 in that category. White and Cameron combined. Now Cheatham gets involved as well. Cameron working to the baseline. Cotton thought he was fouled. Ball came to Cameron. He draws a foul on Lopez. Going to be his first personal. Free throws to come.
Hey, Cam, heard you at the halftime chat with Isaiah Brockington referring to the team as we a couple of times. So how are we feeling? We've seen this movie before, man. How the Breakers going to close this out?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I was referring back to me being a player, and I retired with the Breakers. Nothing more, nothing less. But, hey, this is a real back and forth affair. Everyone says it. It's a cliche. It's a game of runs, and the Breakers need to hold off this Adelaide 36ers team because we know how offensively potent they can be. But haven't seen Brockington get the ball as much as I would like, being the first half he had. So looking to the Breakers to get him more involved.
Great to have Cam Glidden on the sidelines for us. 12 years in the NBL, 342 games. His last 2 years as a Breaker. His last season, he shot the long ball at 45%, and people were wondering why he's retiring, but hit on cue, comes up with a good Brockington.
That's just individual brilliance. Isaiah Brockington's looking at Isaac White thinking, nope, you're not the answer.
18 in the game now for Brockington.
Oh, God, somebody come help Taylor.
25 is the season high. Taylor Britt against Cotton, two former Perth players. He defers. Cameron, red numbers on the shot clock for Adelaide now. He needs to get busy. He does, can't convert, and likewise Rakocevic can't chip it in. So the Breakers with a chance. Baker snapped out of his hands by the league's leader in steals. Bryce Cotton, he draws a foul on Darling.
Good hands. Rob Baker knew he was in trouble. He had to put the ball on the floor, but Bryce also knew he had to put the ball on the floor.
Never a dull moment. It's Baker. He has to sit down now. And Flynn Cameron doing a good job of it at the moment with those 3 fouls. He's the only Adelaide player with multiple fouls, in fact. He's got 3 of their 6. So Cotton, warming to the occasion, works to an opening, helps himself to 3 more.
Bryce saw that Isaiah Brockington was letting him come back over the screen instead of sending him to the screen. He saw that window of opportunity, and there's a price to pay for that.
16 now for Bryce, including 5 here in the third. Lopez, a little undecided, moves inside Rakocevic. Spread the ball across the floor. And in the opposite corner, it's Brockington filling it up.
A little bit of a late shootout case to finish the quarter.
Why not? 21 for Brockington equals the tally he came up with in round 1 at Melbourne. Short of his season best 25 against Melbourne. In round number 5, here's Cameron exploring, look away, pass to the baseline, and adding the 2 here, Isaac White. He's into double digits.
Good cut by Isaac White, and you can see Isaiah Brockington put his hand up. My bad, got caught staring at the ball.
In fact, 8 now for Isaac White, including 5 in this term. A little over 3 minutes out from 3/4 time. The arm wrestle continues. From close range from Menenga. Oh, was bump taking the shot. Couldn't finish it off. Cameron exploring, zigzagging his way up the floor. His feet in a tangle there, and a foul's going to be caught on the Breakers. It's a 4th team foul in this quarter.
Good job by Flynn, just putting pressure, just exploring in transition. The Parker subs back in. Petty didn't like how this flow was going. He just turned Max around 3 times.
Actually stepped on Max Darling's foot. That's why he went down. Just 12 points for the Breakers in this quarter. Now they had 33 in the previous term. Cotton has the pass knocked down by Menenga. Now he's got a double team. He needs help. Ball spills free. Vasiljevic. Shot clock to red numbers for Kenyon, who shares it across with Flynn Cameron, who now works down to the baseline. Can't get it done with the shot clock expiring in the background. Breakers running. Chance to retake the lead here. Lee Arthur. That's a pass inside to Menenga, and he's fouled by Nick Rakocevic.
That was a good 24 seconds of defense by the Breakers. They kept forcing the 36ers to make an extra pass. It might have turned down a shot here or there, but no matter what, you got to get back in defensive transition. The Breakers' best offense case seems to be after stops.
Well, the NBL app is where you need to be. Just scan the QR code on your screen. You can switch seamlessly between the NBL, NBL1 and WNBL. And it's an all-in-one hoops hub. News, stats, you can track teams, player profiles. And it's all being done with a new sleek design, smarter navigation. And it's built for the basketball fan. So coach's challenge here from Mike Wells has forced the Tangerine timeout. Just download the app from the App Store or Google Play now. If you've missed the QR code, you won't be disappointed. And the NBL and now the WNBL season in full swing. There's plenty to do and see there. I'm going to go back on the NBL 1 side of things as well, and have a look at Elijah Pepper's performance at the start of the NBL1 season. We're going to highlight it on Sunday when he gets to Adelaide, but he was just enormous.
Yeah, he just turned the NBL1 West into his own personal playground.
He did.
Could do whatever he wanted, shoot any kind of shot he wanted. As we look at this coach's challenge case, and we watch this left arm come down. Ooh, that's all ball.
Happy with all ball there?
It looked all ball from camera 4. Baseline refs, unless they call it a blocking foul with the body, because if they looking at the hand, that's all ball.
It's an interesting Amy coach's challenge. Do we get a red X, or are we going for the green tick? Ah. So Mike Wells has lost his coach's challenge.
I mean, the body call, see, that's the thing. You could call that every single time down the court, but refs have to, the game would be 4 hours long in case if they did that. So they got to let some stuff go. But if you're going to challenge them, they're going to pull out the technicalities.
Menenga to the free throw line then. 26 of 34 at 77% this season. Gets there more than any other player for the Breakers, and that's what we highlighted pre-game. He can take you down low. He can knock down the three. Averaging 18 a game to be 10th in the competition. He's top 6 in rebounding and shooting the ball at 54% from the field as well. One of the most improved players in the competition, and you think no matter what he does this season, it may even be getting better the year following.
Still young, Case, and he's a 4-man as far as I'm concerned, so I'm looking at guys like Xavier Cooks and him as like the 2 best 4-men in the league.
Cheatham?
And Cheatham, sorry.
Only leaving my man out.
Sorry.
But it's a very competitive field, much like the Bigs, although at the moment, Jamal McGee played 9 games, got 8 double-doubles. Here's Cotton trying to milk a foul. Got no love from the referees. Parker Jackson, Cartwright running.
Look at it.
Goes solo, cuts his way through everyone and comes up with a 2.
The human blur. Faster than the rumor in the small town, Case.
Incredible speed. 13 in the game now for him. His first score since half-time. He's got 8 assists as well and 4 boards. He makes things happen and in a hurry. Cotton in a mismatch against Darling. Liafa helps him out with a double team. Now Vasiljevic players with a shot clock going off in the background.
Max Darling, when I first saw him out there on Bryce, I thought somebody need to send some supplies quick. Good extra pass by Bryce. DJ got one to go on the buzzer.
Well, blow for blow at the moment as Parker Jackson Cartwright answers. 15 on 7 of 9 from the field.
How can somebody that size shoot such a high percentage in the key with all these giants?
You need points, he'll knock them down. You need an assist, he'll create one for you. Give him the ball and good things happen. Likewise with this man, Cotton. He's lost the handle against Liafa. Shot clock to red numbers. Here's Cheatham taking on Darling. Now they're over the limit in terms of fouls. Going to be free throws here for Zylan Cheatham, who's 3 of 4 so far from the stripe.
Smart by Zylan Cheatham. Saw he had Max Darling in a bad position. All he had to do was just raise up. You're going to get that call every time. And Flynn Cameron checks out with a minute to go in the third. Did a good job not picking up that 4th foul. So now he can play that 4th quarter a little freer.
8 points for Cheatham. 5 in this quarter. We've got Cam Glidden courtside. Cam, Nick Rakocevic had 9 points in the opening quarter, looked all world and hasn't scored since. What can you do when that momentum leaves you?
Oh, mate, it never left me, so I don't know how to answer that.
Man.
You know, I think, you know, it's not a cop-out, but the big men rely on the guards to get them the rock. You know, it's not like PJC just did right there and create his own shot from 90 feet. So it's a team strategy to make sure they keep feeding the beast, especially if it's going well for them.
That's a good point, Cam, because we've seen a lot of times throughout the season. And I know I'm always screaming when bigs are rolling, they go to the hot hand, and sometimes it becomes too much equal opportunity. So all of a sudden, Nick Rakocevic, who was having, you know, was on his way to having a big game, he just kind of, now he's a passenger.
Well, he has had a big game. It's his season high, at least. With 9, they all just came in the first quarter, and he's had a lot of input since then. So the Breakers back on top by 2. They started this quarter up 4. Adelaide retook the lead before it was wrestled away from them. Cheatham did well, got after it, kept it alive. Shot clock to red numbers. Cheatham dances downstairs, adds to his tally. He's into double digits.
Broken plays out of Cheatham, making something happen. Individual brilliance.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. PJC looking to orchestrate something here. Cotton guards him for the moment. Two of the best in the competition go out. Carl's got the better of him and added another 2. Terrific contest. He's got 18. Breakers by 2. Here's White. Three-quarter time buzzer going off in the background. Just couldn't get it done, so we'll turn for home, and it is game on. Three-quarter time in Christchurch. The Breakers 68, Adelaide 66. Stay with us. Well, from Christchurch on the South Island of New Zealand, this Breakers 36ers clash has lived up to all expectations. Both teams in front in each of the 3 quarters so far, and a 2-point margin with a quarter to play. Damon Lowry, who wins from here?
Damn if I know, Case. Anything can happen. 10 minutes to go. All I know is I'm going to need that Parker Jackson Cartwright. I need that replay. The way he finished that third quarter, that was a brilliant move, but it's going to come down to who can execute the best and who can turn the ball over the least.
Possession arrow with the Breakers, up 2. Last quarter action ahead of our Jack Jumpers South East Melbourne Phoenix game. And New Zealand come up empty with the opening play. Cheatham, Flynn Cameron. So Adelaide back to their original starting 5. Cameron out them with their 3 fouls at the moment, or the pass, a lob pass intended for Cheatham, just batted away. It was excellent idea. The execution was just shut down by the Breakers.
It was on too.
Carlin Davidson, Isaiah Liafa start the final quarter for the Breakers with Brockington and Karim Lopez, the starters who are getting a rest. Brockington with 21 points. Closing in on his season best of 25. Here's Cotton against Liafa. Got away from him, can't connect. Baker puts a stop to it. Davison. Now PJC. Exploring. Gets to the foul on the hostage dribble on Flynn Cameron. Knocked down by Humphries, who's going to be called for the foul. As we go courtside to Cam Glidden, who was listening in at three-quarter time.
Yeah, fellas, interesting quarter-time huddle for Adelaide. We talk about when Bryce was isolating Max Darling and Zay left his man to run to Max's aid. I can see Adelaide employing the same sort of defense on Parker Jackson-Cartwright if he keeps getting in the paint at will.
Well done, Vasiljevic there to deny Davison any room to work. And Davison may have got into the back of his opponent there. Just in a little bit of frustration, I think, as well, because 9 times out of 10, Davison will enjoy that matchup.
Here's that highlight case. Parker hit Bryce with the fake spin. Nice little hesitation, come back on his left hand. When import guards go at it, Case, there's something extra special.
Indeed there is. So a minute played in the last quarter. Neither team has added to the score. Bryce Cotton, he's 16, his first ever game in Christchurch as well. Feeds Cheatham. Oh, he got his opponent on his heels there. Well, they can't convert.
Oh, no.
AC wants to take them on. Vasiljevic will stop him in his tracks, picks up the foul.
That was a good recovery by Rob Baker. I thought Zion Cheatham had him beat with the long arms of Baker the second. Got a good block, and then once Parker gets out in transition, DJ had no choice but to clothesline him.
14 fouls overall on New Zealand, 10 on Adelaide. 90 seconds done in the final quarter. HAC against Vasiljevic, shot clock to 10. Wants help. To back from Menenga. Now elevates, tough shot in traffic, can't get it to go.
Haven't seen Sam Menenga picking and popping on those ball screens. He's rolling to the key and there's nothing on inside.
Here's Cheatham aggressively to the hoop. Well done, Menenga, to keep him at bay. Couldn't complete it. Humphries had it. Knocked out of his hands. Came to Flynn Cameron in the corner. Wow. And that is a great finish.
Seems like whenever Flynn shoots a three, it's going in.
3 of 4 from long range. He puts Adelaide back on top here with 2 minutes played in the last quarter.
And Adelaide got to be careful. That's their third team foul. It's a lot of game left.
Here's Humphries.
It's almost like Parker passed it to Flynn. Flynn said, thanks for coming. Thank you very much.
Here's an assist waiting to happen, PJ6, because sometimes the other team's on the end of it. So Humphries, quiet night for him. 6 on 3 of 5 from the field. Just the 2 rebounds so far. But Menenga has just 6 on 2 of 9 shooting and 3 rebounds as well. They've almost neutralised one another. PJC got it back, gave it to Brockington. He's off the mark. Good body work there by Humphries. Wins it back for Adelaide. Now Cotton. Down low, Humphries. Quick release, baseline. It wouldn't work. Brockington just got there in time to give him something to think about and talk him out of the points.
Sam Menenga's got Flynn on him. He got a double.
2.5 minutes played in this quarter. The Breakers yet to score since three-quarter time.
Nah, Sam, you got to be quicker than that, man. There is no passing when you one-on-one the block. There was no double team coming. You let him off the hook.
The coaches with their hands full as well. We had a 10-point lead for Adelaide in that opening quarter. That's the only time it's been in double digits. And they've shared the lead through turns 1, 2, and 3. And Cartwright's been outstanding, this time unsuccessfully. Ball kept alive against Blake and needed to do better from close range, but still a loose ball. And eventually Adelaide put a stop to it. Well, opportunities missed there for the Breakers, who are still yet to score in this final quarter. 3 minutes play. Cheatham for Cotton to an opening. Yes!
Just like that.
Well, timeout called. 6:49 to play here in the last quarter. It's Adelaide by 3 as a Tangerine timeout at 71-68.
Here we go, folks. It is time.
36 is just way more scrappier on the glass case, taking advantage of just, I guess, New Zealand's clunky offense right now. We've seen this throughout the season. Sometimes they don't run good stuff, end up taking bad shots. And again, just when you think Bryce is quiet, just like that, 3-ball, 3-point lead.
18 in the game now for Cotton on a season average of 29. road this season already. Adelaide has beaten Cairns twice. And they lost to Melbourne by a single point back in round 6 when they really did enough to walk out of there with a W, but it just wasn't their night.
And you know what? It's not going to be the only game we see for the rest of the season when that thing's going to happen. Everybody's best case, I feel, can beat everybody. But who can produce their best on a consistent basis is the thing.
Hectic schedule for the Adelaide 36ers in round 8. They have to back up at home on Sunday against Perth. You can see the Mitsubishi Motors 3-point leaders this season. Bryce Cotton up to 31 now, including 3 of 10 in this game. He hit 100 last year at 43%. Only man to hit more, Chris Golding, got 131 of them at 38%. An astonishing shooting display. Right now they need a bucket, the Breakers. Haven't scored since three-quarter time, and Lopez threw up a prayer. That wouldn't work. Kept alive by Menenga. Loose ball. Here's the man.
Wow.
PJC from close range came up empty.
2 missed layups, 2 offensive rebounds, one by Rob Baker the second, and then Parker. Can't get anything to go.
New Zealand, none of 8 from the field here in this final term. We played almost 4 minutes. And none of 3 from deep in that flow as well, as Isaac White gets down low, draws a foul. Free throws to come, where he's 2 of 3 from the stripe so far.
Isaac White is just one of those guys. You got to be on high alert. You think he's not featured in the scouting report, you don't have to worry about him as much. In his mind, he's the #1 option on the scouting report.
So New Zealand going to challenge here. Henrik Opponen going to use his coach's challenge after Mike Wells used his in the previous quarter and lost it. Tangerine timeout comes into effect. Reminder, Tassie, Southeast Melbourne still to come tonight. Tomorrow, Cairns against Illawarra from the far north. Tassie back in action on Saturday against Brisbane, and the Phoenix against Melbourne here in Melbourne. So good games everywhere you look, and we're just into round 8 of 22 in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
How lucky are we, Case?
Good games every round.
I know Coach Pettery Coppinen is challenging that foul call. I would also be challenging Sam Meninga right now. You got to step up, big fella. Come on, man. You've been balling out this whole season, and now all of a sudden you're not picking and popping. You're a little bit hesitant right now. It's still 6 minutes left. You can turn it on. That case looks like it's, I didn't see the foul. This, unless they saying they got him with the body on the drive, but I didn't see any hand count, so no.
Navy coach's challenge unsuccessful for Pettery Coppinen. So both teams have now lost their challenge. And Sam Meninga has scored 8 times in double digits in 9 games coming into tonight. The only time he didn't was against the Wildcats, where he had 8 points in round 2, and he's got 6 at the moment and needs to find some offense for them if they're going to pull this one out of the fire.
At least some aggression. And you got to credit the 36ers. They've held them scoreless so far in this quarter. 4 minutes of goose egg.
21 free throws to 9 in Adelaide's favour as well. And Isaac White, he makes it look easy. They've got 4 in double digits now. White has 10. Flynn Cameron 12, Cheatham 11, and Bryce Cotton with 18. Rockington 21 is the game high scorer. He's back out there and needs to get busy as well. Adelaide by 5. And again, the Breakers have come up empty.
That's the second time Zion Chieftain's picked off one of Parker's passes.
2 turnovers for the Breakers in this last quarter. And none of 8 from the field. Here's Cotton looking busy. Dances inside, a little too hard off the window, and came up without the score. PJC gets it back from Darling. Menenga On the horn they go. Brockington with it. Lost their handle. It's stolen away. Now Cheatham can go over the top, and Bryce Cotton will add another 2. He has 20, and Adelaide all of a sudden enjoy a very healthy lead.
It's a defensive clinic right now. We're watching. This is 5 minutes of holding the Breakers as scoreless basketball as well as causing turnovers.
9 unanswered points to start the last quarter from Adelaide. Breakers desperate for a bucket of still dry.
Rhythm is completely broken.
It was unraveled very quickly here for the Breakers. They had momentum and a 2-point lead at 3/4 time. And Adelaide looking to the sword here. Flynn Cameron with a step back 3. Off the mark, wrestling for the rebound. Rakocevic came up with it. May have done it illegally. None of 9 from the field in this last quarter, the Breakers. None of 4 from deep. 4:33 to play. The Breakers' lowest score of the year is 75 points. It was against Sydney back in round 3. As Lopez goes to work now to the foul line. This is outside. And the shot comes down from Darling. That's off the mark. Kept alive. Menenga is fouled by Rakocevic. Free throws to come.
Hey, Cam, again, we've seen this movie before, and losing can become a habit. The Breakers have not scored in 6 minutes almost. What do they need to do?
Yeah, they're just being so passive, dribble around the 3-point line, but well, you know, we talk about this league being so close and these games being so important. What started was a defensive rebound that should have been the Breakers gets spat out to Flynn Cameron, nails that 3. Then Rob Baker, an easy layup that should have been 2 points, and Bryce Cotton 3 down the other end. It seems to be unraveling for the Breakers at the moment.
7-point edge for Adelaide. 4:10 on the clock. Hard to believe that the Breakers still yet to score in this last quarter. So we're just looking for an unsportsmanlike foul here, whether it should be upgraded after Menenga was caught high.
Let's have a look. I say no.
Well, it's ball. Rakocevic
no.
is slapping at the ball there, and the unintended consequence was that the ball outside the arm.
Common foul for mine.
This is, it's been upgraded. Upgraded to an unsportsmanlike foul. Well, that looked a little harsh on the replay, but there you go. The follow-through contact to the head.
Did the ball hit him in the head, or did it...
Well, I think it was a bit of both.
All righty. So be it. Let's move on.
So Menenga to the free throw line. 2 of 2 so far tonight. Just 6 points for Menenga. 2 in each of the first 3 quarters, and that's well short. A reminder, you can get behind the scenes of the Hungry Jacks NBL. Follow the official channels and get on all these social platforms. Scan the QR code there on the right of your screen for the links to all of the channels. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, Snapchat.
You got all those, Case?
I got the lot.
Hamburger with the lot?
I keep an eye on what you do as well, and it's pretty entertaining. So hit him up, folks. Take on Damon. First score of the last quarter comes after 6 minutes of play for the Breakers. They're down 6, but with possession. Brockington off the front of the rim, so field goal shooting still deserting the Breakers here.
Oh, wow. I thought that was off Parker. So did Mike Wells and the whole staff over there. It's only 6-point lead for the 36ers, but it feels bigger for some reason because New Zealand hasn't done anything to make me think they can score.
The law of averages said they're going to knock down their next. Brockington dancing in front of Kenyon. That's off the mark. Loose ball kept alive. Lopez. Menenga. He's got a little gun shy now. Didn't even want to look at the hoop there. Here's PJC. He turned it down as well. Brockington extra pass. They coughed it up again. 10 turnovers in the game now for them, including 4 in this quarter.
They're going to feel sick when they watch this game back, and Bryce can smell blood. Bryce smells blood in the water, Case.
You just knew that was going down. after all the trials and tribulations that the New Zealand Breakers had, and Cotton takes it to the other end and makes them pay emphatically. Now Menenga against Cheatham here. Good battle. Menenga inside, spinning back to the favoured left hand, worried out of the points.
Wow.
Good D from Cheatham.
No field goals for the fourth quarter.
1 point. Less than 3 to play. This has been extraordinary. And credit Adelaide's D, but 1 point. In the corner, Flynn Cameron overcooked it. Parker Jackson-Cartwright got beyond White, kicks outside Lopez. Well, he had an open look and turned it down and then went back the second time.
Good grief. 7.5 minutes. No, what's the record, Case? What's the lowest quarter they've ever had? We checked the Amy replay.
We must be getting close.
Bryce lulled Rob Baker the second to sleep, just lulled him to sleep. Put the 3-ball right between the eyes.
Amy replay there. What you don't want to see on the Amy replay is that the Breakers are none of 14 from the field in this last quarter, including none of 7 from deep.
Law of averages says you get one of them to go in 10 minutes.
So Adelaide by 9. Biggest margin we've seen at any stage was Adelaide by 10 in the opening quarter. And since then it's fluctuated, seesawed, and both teams have been in front in all 4 quarters. PJC, he's off the mark. Lopez kept it alive in traffic, inside, draws contact. So free throws to come here. Adelaide over the limit.
And this is where Kareem Lopez again is dangerous. Anytime you get him around the basket, he's 6'10" and athletic, long arms. He just reached over Flynn Cameron, kept that alive. They're gonna feel sick when they watch this replay back if this game doesn't go their way.
I can tell you Townsville scored 56 points. It's the highest scoring fourth quarter that we've ever seen. So it's a team to have just 2 points, both from the free throw line, in a quarter, in any quarter. Well, just amazing. Lowest scoring quarter this year. Perth had 6 in the final quarter against Sydney in round 5. And whistle on the play, so a foul's going to be called on Parker Jackson-Cartwright. It's going to be his 3rd personal. 3rd team foul on the Breakers as well, but that's the least of their problems.
He tried to pick it, got there late again. You can never be late on Bryce. 1 foul to go before they, or 2 fouls to go before they giving up free throws. 36 has got to play clean defense for the last 2 minutes, which they've been doing for the last damn near 8 minutes.
Really, Isaac White, defensive job that he has done in this last quarter. Parker Jackson-Cartwright had 8 assists at 3-quarter time, and that's the number he's got at the moment. Breakers were scoreless in a quarter, according to our stats here, going back to 2020. And here is on cue, Isaac White firing up the front of the rim, but they lead by 8. Inside 2 minutes to play. PJC exploring, long pass upstairs, finishing touches, Baker.
Boy, they need that. I mean, it's hard to get assist, Case, when your teammates can't make shots.
What a wild game it's been. Trust you are enjoying our coverage in Hungry Jack's NBL around Australia and beyond. Jack Jumpers and Phoenix still to come. But it's Adelaide by 6, and Cotton with problems. Coughed it up, back to Brockington, who goes to work, and he's clubbed from behind as Cheatham went after the ball.
Did that hit the backboard first?
I don't believe it did, but I think there was enough body contact there for the foul to be called before Cheatham was able to get a piece of the ball. Not over yet. That was a good play.
Tough to see from that angle. Definitely a foul. I thought he probably should have gave that up to Sam Menenga. He took a bit of a slow-footed step, but that just gave Zion Cheatham a chance to beat it up.
Well, they got 4 points here in the last quarter, New Zealand. I didn't say they had none, but that was in the game at the Hawks where it rained that night. And they had to call the game off at three-quarter time. So that's why the 0 is there. But their lowest scoring quarter ever is 7. And their lowest scoring quarter at home is 8. So it's looking in some danger. And a reminder, straight after this game, we're heading to Tasmania, Launceston to be specific, and the Silverdome as the Jack Jumpers look to arrest their 2-game losing streak against the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, who is second on the ladder with a 6-2 record. It's identical to Adelaide's 6-2 record at the moment. So these teams playing for second spot tonight. Adelaide might be able to go ahead of them with a win here, but still some work to do. Minute 24 left on the clock.
Zay Brockington goes to the line to try to cut this lead to 4. Now then they got to get stops. They got a foul to give. But I'm expecting a heavy dose of Bryce. Let's not get too cute. I'm happy for some 1-4 flats, some middle pick and rolls with Zion Cheatham and Bryce, and let them two make decisions.
We saw a 3-point game on Monday night when Sydney defeated Melbourne, 95-92. We saw Adelaide beat Illawarra last Sunday by 2. Phoenix beat Perth by 5. Of course, we had those 3 consecutive 1-point games in round 6 as well, with Illawarra 85, Perth 84, then Melbourne 81, Adelaide 80, followed up by Tassie 90, Sydney 89. Never a dull moment at the Hungry Jacks at NBL. Brockington to the free throw line, 2 of 2 so far. An 88% free throw shooter this season. Just know there's another twist in this one, Damon.
Plenty of time left. Each team might have 2 possessions left, depending on how quick they get shots up, and provided there's no turnovers.
Unanswered points in the last 90 seconds from the Breakers. Has them back to within 4th when Cameron can't find the handle. They need to get it over the halfway line. They forced the error. PJC for the finish. Couldn't get it done. Cameron trying to retrieve it. Now a loose ball scramble.
That is a good defensive possession by Zion Cheatham. They've applied the full court pressure and Parker went to the hoop. We've seen him make tough shots before, but Zion elevated, walled up.
Good hustle there from both teams. Just did enough there. Cheatham and then Flynn Cameron looking to cover the situation. And Parker Jackson Cartwright had a hand on the ball and his body over the line there. They're going to give it back to the 36ers. And they'll nervously restart again with 1:10 on the clock. Cotton. Well, he's wild as well. Adelaide cough it up again. That's 8 turnovers for them, including 2 in 10 seconds. Inside the last minute. Breakers down 4. Parker Jackson Cartwright takes them on, gets it done, adds to the tally. It's a 2-point ball game.
Oh, Jeebus. Ball screen. Isaac Humphries didn't show properly, didn't drop properly. And PJC gets all the way on the rim. And it's the full court pressure. That's back-to-back turnovers by the 36ers.
20 in the game now for Parker Jackson Cartwright, along with 9 assists, 5 rebounds. Breakers with a foul to give here. Adelaide over the limit. Listen to the fans getting involved as well. From Wolfbrook Arena in Christchurch, the only game there this season. And the Breakers have stormed back into it from nowhere. And Adelaide need a bucket. White, being good tonight, continues to be good. 14 in the game for Isaac White. His best performance as a 36er at the other end. Cartwright had problems, got it to Brockington to add the 2.
What is going on, Case? You got a foul, but when do you do it? And who do you foul? Not him.
I don't want him to be fouled. They had one to give, so they've done that. Brockington has equaled his season best as well now with 25. 4th foul on New Zealand in this quarter. Adelaide has committed 7.
Mike Wells puts DJ back in the game. Another free throw shooter, another ball handler.
This has been a wild way to start Thursday night in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Thoroughly entertaining affair. The Breakers going to back up in Sydney on Sunday. Adelaide hosting Perth. So shot clock, game clock almost in unison here. Breakers are going to have to get proactive, you would think. Incumbent on them to make something happen, and they're going to send Flynn Cameron to the free throw line.
What's Flynn's percentage, Case? He's 1 of 2 for today, but what is he?
15 of 18 on the season at 83%.
Yeah, he's feeling good. But there's different percentages, Case.
There is.
There's clutch percentages.
79% in his career, 75 games. And they're always tougher to hit in quarter number 4. Where's your Damon Lowry? And the game's on the line and the grand final spot beckons. And you want to tease the fans and see how many times it can bounce on the rim before it tumbles. Should bring that up for our Adelaide viewers who were enjoying this game. My apologies.
Oh, Case! It ain't easy going to the stripe late in the game, Case.
Well, you made it look easy.
You got to get this one to go, and then I'm playing the foul game.
Nice job from Flynn Cameron, makes the adjustment.
Case, this is the decision that divides the nation. Adelaide 36 is up 3. Do you come down and play 15 seconds a good deal? Do you foul and put him to the line? I, for one, I'm fouling.
Yep, me too. I think that's the highest percentage play, but of course you also worry about the scenario that someone sees you coming and just fakes up a shot and you foul and you're there for 3, but then you've got to make them. Of course, so late in the game, no microphones in the huddle, we can't bring you the information that's being shared between the coaches and their players. What a terrific contest this has been. We said at the top it was 9th versus 3rd, but it was going to be better, and it's lived up to the billing we suggested.
Somewhere Brendan Joyce is saying, just play straight up, just don't foul. He was scarred once, Case. I think it happened in Adelaide. But I still say, you know, you can foul early too, it doesn't matter. As long as you go for the ball, extend the game. Because if they get off a 3, you feel sick about it.
6 of 25 from deep in the game at 24%, the Breakers. And the worst three-point shooting team in the competition on season averages at 28. But what have they got left in store here?
Do they go for a quick 2? There's plenty of time.
They've got their starting 5 out there. Lopez, Menenga, Parker, Jackson, Cartwright, Brockington, and Baker.
Pick and pop. Oh, there's the foul.
Cheatham fouls. And that was intelligent from Cheatham. So free throws to come here for the Breakers.
Me and Mike Welder in cahoots, Case. He's not going to watch you shoot a game tying 3. And now what's Parker, Jackson, Cartwright shooting from the foul line in the clutch? Let's see, Lisa.
He was 18 of 25 on the season coming into this game at 72%. And career-wise, 76% free throw shooter. So reliable. But does he make one and then deliberately miss? Can he afford to make 2 and give Adelaide back the ball? They seem pretty nervous with it.
Yeah, now you make them both, and then you foul immediately. With a back iron, but it goes.
Needed some assistance. Certainly wasn't going to leave it short. 21 in the game now for PJC, along with 10 assists. No, he had 17 assists in round 4 against Illawarra. Oh! In the back end to go. Cheatham the rebound. Adelaide in the driver's seat, and Cheatham is fouled. Gee, turned around when he really needed to go up the floor. He wanted the ball in Bryce Cotton's hand, and he's a good free throw shooter himself. So 7.8 on the clock. Adelaide by 2. Cheatham needs to make both. It might be enough.
He was trying to get the ball back to Bryce, but it was 4 breakers back there. Just make them both Z and the game is over. We can pack it up.
Against his former team as well, Zylan Cheatham. 4 of 6 from the stripe in this game. Adelaide has missed 8 free throws in the game. The Breakers have missed 4. And the fans have got their money's worth at Brook Arena. The last 2 games for Zylan Cheatham have been his best 2 of the season. Double-doubles in both of them, including 21, 12 and 9 against Melbourne in round 6.
Bang.
Makes both. Adelaide by 4.
Ice water.
Parker Jackson Cartwright up the floor.
Oh,
they
no!
fouled on the play and it missed.
What?
I was saying on the deck. Why? So three free throws to go. Or in fact, did he have a foot on the line and is it 2? Zylan Cheatham playing with fire there. Really no need to do anything but just show a hand.
Get out of the way. Don't even cross half court.
Let them have the 2.
Oh, well, it don't matter now.
Misses the first. They turned for home in this quarter, leading by 2 points, the New Zealand Breakers. They didn't score for the first 6 minutes, and then the score came from the free throw line. Missed their first 14 shots, but somehow climbed back into the equation to make it a very interesting scenario. He's going to deliberately miss, and he did. They kept it alive. Loose ball was shut down. Great defensive play by Flynn Cameron, and Adelaide has escaped from Christchurch, and they've done it in the final analysis by 4 points. Full time, it's 83 Adelaide, 79 the Breakers in an epic.
Full credit as Foot Locker player of the game, the maestro, Bryce Cotton. You would think, oh yeah, that was a quiet 23. It was an impactful 23 to 5 dimes and 2 steals. Did enough to win. It is hard to win on the road.
Adelaide come from behind and win at 83-79. Back to rack it up right after this.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
What a contest it was from Christchurch. Adelaide get home in the final analysis by 4 points. It's 83-79. Both teams in front in each of the 4 quarters, but that final term, it was just 3 of 20 from the field for New Zealand that brought them undone, Damon Lowry.
Full credit to the 36ers. They came up with some big defensive plays, some big offensive plays, and now get the hell out of New Zealand.
Well, on the Mitsubishi Motors ladder, they moved to second above the Phoenix, and the Breakers find themselves 3 and 8 and down the bottom with the Taipans. And next up, it's going to be the Phoenix against the Jack Jumpers. Phoenix looking to go back to second spot on the ladder, and the Jack Jumpers, well, they are looking to try and get that win at home. Trust you've enjoyed our coverage from Christchurch. On behalf of Damon Lowry and Cam Glidden, I'm John Casey. We'll see you again soon here in the Hungry Jacks NBL.